Thank you. Good morning. How are we feeling? We all right? Yeah. Good? Right, so let's be honest now. Let's be real. Who wants to work in social media or do stuff like that? Hands up. Right, so perfect, good, great. So we're going to break down the different roles in social media. And as Amy said, where is Amy? Amy's over there. Thanks, hon. In social media, when I was at school, so how old am I now? I'm 26. So when I was at school 10 years ago, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, Snapchat, nothing. We used to build websites as a laugh called Pixo and Bebo, and it'd be this thing where if you were at school, you'd post pictures of your mates, and we didn't look as good as you lot look now, like we've actually got YouTube tutorials on how to do makeup. We had no eyebrows, black eyeliner like this, and would post like that. And all of my memories of my mates are either or so you're really lucky about that. So my job in social media, let's put your hands up, totally fell into it, didn't expect to. I'll talk about myself, hang on. So, I'll talk about this in a sec. But yeah, I didn't expect to work in social media. What is even social media? But I really enjoyed media. I chose all media subjects at school, film. I went to university at Canterbury Christchurch University. I did film, radio and television, media and cultural studies. I weren't going to university. I had no plans to go to university. All my mates were like, I'm getting a job. I want to earn some money. And I was like, I don't want to get a job. I just want to lay in more. So I decided to go to university to lay in. And then guess what? You don't lay in because you've got so much work to do. But nonetheless, started my media career there, and that's where I progressed into starting up my own social media agency. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is the different roles in social media marketing and what's to expect, because what I realise is when I work with people, I work with my clients, and this is a really annoying thing because when now I'm working with bigger clients, they don't tend to do this. But when I first started off in the agency, they'd say, oh, I got my daughter, my niece, my son, my nephew, my grandson, whatever, to run my social media. How you manage your Instagram and how you manage a brand on social media are two totally different things. And as Amy said, the amount of layers of job roles that are embedded in that, there's tons of them. And I want to go through that as simply as possible. And from as far as my knowledge goes of what those different roles are, there are a lot more developed sort of intricate roles that are out there, but I just want to keep with the baseline. So I want to talk to you about my personal experience, what career in social media looks like, and jobs in social media today. And funnily enough, this last bit, when I looked into this, I was shocked, and I really wasn't happy where I found about the expectations for a social media assistant in this day and age, and what business owners are expecting. So we'll be talking about that in a moment. So this is me. Oh, it's all pixelated. Brilliant. So that is actually me. So as I said, I graduated from Canterbury Christchurch University. Didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know why I left. I just picked subjects that I liked and I run with it. In the year 3 of university, a lecturer, it was this great course. It was called Professional Perspectives, right? I picked it because I wanted to be professional, not because there was no real lectures and all you had to do was watch a speaker all day. I didn't pick it for that, okay? So don't you dare. No, I did pick it because you learned how to do a business card, a LinkedIn profile and a CV, and they'd bring in a speaker every week. And then one day they brought in this speaker, his name was Garrett, and he was like, right, okay, so I'll run my own social media agency in London. We work for TGI Fridays, Betway, E-Online UK, we do all this fun stuff. And he started playing this film and everyone's like eating TGIs and there's Betway and it's all this fun and digital and analytics all around. I loved it. So I gave him a business card that I made in this lecture. Oh, it's so embarrassing. If I was to look at it now, I feel sick. It was so badly designed because that's what I mean. You have to care now for later because you don't know who you're going to bump into. So every assignment, every module, everything that you do that's coursework, do it. You might as well just do it to the best of your ability because you can use it in the outside world. I got lucky because I tell you what, that looked like a bowl of sick, my business card. It was awful. But nonetheless, I got work experience, I got an internship, and I worked for a social media agency in London. So I was part of their TGI Fridays campaign, Togetherness, like that. I got 50 quid vouchers for that. That's all I got. Like nationwide campaign. I was on headers of tables, and they gave me a 50 quid voucher, and the food was awful. So then what I realised was, TGI Fridays is rank. That's besides the point. So after that, when word started getting around to my family that I worked for a social media agency, Everyone comes out the woodworks. Oh, Molly, oh, I've heard you work in social media. Can you run my business account? Oh, can you do a little bit of social media for this? And before you know it, I had loads of people asking me to do social media. I was bloody doing it in my free time, not going out with my mates, drinking. I was sitting at home running social media accounts, and I thought, you know what, there's money to be made here, chicks. There's money to be made here. So I decided to start my own social media agency at 22, and I worked with Kent business owners and run their Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. So you know when you go on Facebook and you see an ad pop up, or there's a business, or say if there's a competition and your friends have shared it, who's on Facebook anymore? Because this is a bit like, I love, you know what, I still like a bit of Facebook. I like to stalk my ex's new girlfriends. It's just great fun on a Saturday night and just roasting the life out of them, but that's just me. But on Facebook, when you see an ad pop up, when you see Instagram ad pop up, whatever that is, we manage all of that. So I decided to start my own social media agency, and it's funny because you go from working for a big agency where you've got, right, there's Greg's the one who does the videos, then you've got Jamie's the one who does the graphic designs, then you've got Sally, she's the community manager. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'll go to them for this, them for that. And then all of a sudden, when you go out on your own, you're all of those roles. You're now the content creator. You're the one who schedules the content. You're the one that does all of this. So I'm going to talk through about the different roles in there. So I'm going to talk to you about the different roles in social media. Now, quickly, I'll give you a baseline of a social media plan. So what you do, just as Amy said, if you're working with someone in social media, first step's research. Who are their target audience? Who's their target customer? What's going on in their industry? What's trending really well? Who are people watching? Do you know what I mean? Like if you're watching Love Island, for example, all the funny gifs are popping up. They work, they go viral. If a new show's coming out or you're a product associated with a show like that, how are you going to implement a marketing strategy that's going to bring that target audience in? That's research. That also includes strategy. What content are you going to create? What pictures, videos, gifs, memes, graphic designs? What are you going to create? Then you need to schedule all of that across the month, across your campaign. Then you might want to boost it or whatever, but let's just not complicate it too much. Then, you know, when you see like people on Twitter or whatever, or on Instagram sharing like snarky messages and stuff, and it's always like a business being sassy. That's a community manager that's talking to people, that's talking to their target customer. So that's part of it, being active online, having conversations with people. And at the end of the month, you look at all of that analytics and you think, right, okay, what worked, what didn't work, where are we going to focus next month? So for me, I worked in a big agency, and then I basically become a freelancer when I first started out. And now I've sort of gone like, boop, 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 because I've started up my own agency, which is really hard work. Oh my God. Start a business, best thing ever, and it's also like the hardest thing. But do it, great, really upsetting, really good. So I'll talk you through it. So these are the 3 different job roles in social media. So you can be an in-house marketer. Now what that means is say for example, there's an electrical business, or there's an accountancy, or there's a bakery, and they want someone to manage their social media. They'll have somebody working for them, maybe in their offices where they are, and they'll manage just their social media accounts. So they're an in-house marketer. They're inside the house, inside the offices, doing the marketing. Then you'll have a freelancer. So a freelancer is someone who can work anywhere, anytime, doing what they want to do, working with whomever. So they might have multiple clients. They might have a bakery, an electrician, and a festival that they're running the social media for. Then you've got an agency. So an agency is different. An agency is a company will call an agency, and the multiple skills of someone who schedules the content, someone who creates the content, someone who does the ads. There's various different roles in there of different specialists. So they're the different jobs in social media. Oh, I did do this. Look, I thought I missed this out. I didn't. So yeah, social media marketer. What they usually do is, this for me is your baseline social media marketer, what they do. So if you wanted to go into social media, you need to research audiences. You need to look at communities. Let's think of a business. Has anyone got a bit? Throw out a business, anything. Makeup, maybe? Right, say you're based in Maidstone and you want to do your own makeup line and you want to target it. So say if you've got something really niche that women of a certain age and they want makeup that's going to get rid of wrinkles and bags and all that stuff, I'd buy it tomorrow. Please start it up because I need sorting this out. That's another point. Now listen, you need to research your audiences. Who is this product for? Who do you want to market to? It's really important because whoever that target customer is, you need to be marketing to them directly. Then you've got communities. Who else are businesses based in Maidstone? Who else are making beauty products? You know, you want to be communicating and being a part of that. Industry, what's going on in your industry? What are the trends? What are the things that people are doing to amplify their marketing efforts? You need to research that. Trends, competitors. It's all just about figuring out what is going on, how you can put your standpoint and push forward. Then you need to create a social media strategy plan through research, through analytics, all of that stuff. Create content, photography, video, graphic design. You need to schedule that content, engage with the online audience and analyse that data. That's just your role as a social media marketer, what you're expected to do. Now, when I worked in the agency, there was different people doing all these things. When I was a freelancer, and even now as an agency owner, you've got to do all of these things. So that is the basic criteria of what you should be doing. So, then you might have someone who works as a social media marketer, but they're an ad specialist. So when you see a Facebook ad, a sponsored ad, they're the ones that are looking after that. So they're managing the sponsored ads. So they either participate in the setup of the social media management or only participate in the ads management. So they're still like, oh, a social media marketer, but really they just handle that. Right, so this one's a bit controversial. This isn't a role that I promote or anything like that, but this is something that happens in marketing that you should be aware of and understand that it's a little bit taboo. What do you think, Amy, about white labelling? I think it's a bit... Do you? Oh, you minxy. See, I'm still 50-50 about it because I've been asked to white label before and I don't really enjoy the process because, like, you get paid and you don't get any credit for it, basically, isn't it? So, yeah, but then it ain't. For me, I like getting my hands dirty, don't I? But anyway, so manages a social media account under the guise of another agency. So, for example, if I said, right, now I need done photography, but you're going to do it, but under Molly Moodle Media, but you don't work for Molly Moodle Media, so can you do you know what I mean? So it's under my name, but no one knows you do it, so that's white labelling. So that does happen. So that manages the social media account of a certain individual or influencer, you know, where you post as this influencer and you're like, oh, great day, love my life, but really they've got nothing to do with it, it's you doing it. So that's a different type of social media marketing that people do too. So still within that premise. What else we got? Yeah, so again, someone who works with campaigns. Now, with an ad specialist, you can have someone who does ads, but do it consistently. Whereas this one is someone who manages campaigns. So they've got an incentive. I'm going to boost my brand. I'm going to put it out there about my social media campaign. And I want consistency. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to make loads of great content. That's someone who manages only campaigns and not just the whole social media marketing generally. So, different roles in social media. Now, do you know what? I've got like the driest mouth. Excuse me. So, community manager. Now, who thinks they've got a skill in writing a good tweet or writing a good post that actually gets loads of likes? Because you can put up a good picture, but if you've got a bit of natural sass and you can make it funny, you realise that you can get likes more. So, can anyone relate to that? If you have got that natural knack, oh, hi, that's me in the back there. But if you've got that natural knack, then you'll be a really good community manager and copywriter. Because what a community manager does is, say, for example, when I worked on TGI Fridays, we'd be putting out, oh, it's a big burger campaign, it's Valentine's Day, we've got all these campaigns going on, and, you know, wear your Christmas jumper to win a £10 voucher. So people would tweet in pictures of their Christmas jumpers, and we'd be like, oh, we'll send off your voucher. Then you'd have people being like, my daughter got food poisoning because of you. You've nearly killed her. I hate TGI Fridays. And you need to respond to that. You're the community manager. You're the one that handles all of the communication. So that's a role of the community manager, is to check the notifications, go through and figure out what's happening. Copywriter and scheduler. So somebody who actually writes the post. So let's say we've got our burger. We've got a TGI Friday's got their big burger campaign and we want to appeal to young couples to go out on Valentine's Day. What do you write? What do you write? That's the mean. You've got to know your target audience, how they talk. What emojis do they use? Are they short and sweet? Are they sassy? Are they to the point? As a copywriter, not only do you have to be really good grammatically, but you need to form a sentence that is click-worthy. That's a really hard role. Me now running a social media agency, to get someone who's a good copywriter and to actually, and that basically means someone who writes statuses, is bloody hard work. Luckily, I've got someone at the minute who's like pure sass, like online and in person. So they'll write like a sassy tweet or like a really good like line. I'm like, yeah, good. And I'll go, God, that's really good. You know to expect goodness from me. You know it. That's what I'm like. I think, I didn't expect this in person as well. I just thought it'd be on screen, but no, it's pure sass on a daily. Don't recommend it. So then you've got a content creator, somebody who takes pictures, videographer, photographer. Now, on our phones, we're taking pictures constantly, making videos, all of that stuff. This is just a bit of a side note, and I'll sort of expand on this later, but you have got such an advantage, because who's got apps on their phone where they like edit their images, or they make like little compilation videos, like TikTok? Is anyone on TikTok and stuff? Is that a bit of a taboo? Is that an it thing? Oh God, have I just like, is that really cringe? Is TikTok cringe? I don't know. Anyway, but with TikTok, you edit videos. You're sitting there, and actually, as much as it's part of your day-to-day life, there is somebody out there, a rusty old business owner, who wants to engage in content that's going to appeal to a target audience. They don't know how to market to you. They don't know how to use TikTok or edit videos or use software to make content, but you can. You're already ahead just by doing what you're doing in the circles that you're in. Do you know what I mean? So you might think, I'm at school, I need to learn more. Yeah, but don't forget that just being where you are and how society is and what you're creating, you're already at an advantage. But at the same time, if you want to go for the big boys and you want to work for big agencies and you want to be a content creator, you need to know about different cameras, lenses, what lenses on a camera. Like I heard something recently, is this right? Where it's like your camera is your girlfriend, your lens is your wife. That sounds really bad, but apparently you can change your girlfriend, but your wife stays for life. It's the lens. I don't know anything about lenses, but if you want to be a good content creator, that's what you want to look into. Videos, different cameras, how to film on your phone. Because when you're on the Facebook timeline now, if this is the Facebook or Instagram timeline, I want my video to take up the whole centre stage. How do you do that? That's a content creator. Graphic designs, making stuff that's engaging and fun. Ads management specialist, paying to boost ads, make a campaign. And researcher and analytics. So when we've researched all that content and find out who our target audience is, analysing that content. I have to do this on the daily. Do you know what I mean? You have to do all of these certain roles. So you can specialise in that in an agency, or become a freelancer, or work as an in-house marketer and do all of these things, because you have to. That's part of the system of it. So skills needed in social media. Good grammar, crisis management. As I said, do you remember I need a better reference now because this is getting a bit dated, but do you remember the horse meat scandal? When people were realising they're eating horse meat? Well, all the companies that were selling, like Marks and Spencer's and Tesco's, that were selling these products, they woke up one morning and Tesco's is the worst place, it's awful, they sell horse meat, blah, blah. You run the social media account for Tesco. What do you put out? What's your statement? You have to work with your team and you have to respond in a way that comforts people, addresses that you've done something wrong, but forward acting so you know that it's going to be resolved. That's a job of a crisis management, and actually that's got a lot to do with public relations. So if you want to be a community manager and you want to be tweeting all on day and talking to people, I'd suggest looking into that. Photography, videography, graphic design. You need to know at least a little bit about Photoshop, Final Cut Pro, InDesign. There's so many photography and video software that you can use, but that's always the basics to go off. Researcher, analytical, strategist, analysing content. For me, when I joined the agency, I was so bad at copywriting. I literally had a girl look at me and go, have you ever had someone look at you like that and go, I literally wanted to die in that moment. I was so bad at copywriting, but I was a really good researcher, analytical. I love looking at the data. So if you've got a genuine interest, go with that, because that you can earn a living out of it and really enjoy it. Again, to be good in social media, because if you're working on, so you've got one client, they've got 4 accounts. They've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. How well are they doing? We've put a post out on Facebook and a post out on Instagram, but it's done better on Facebook. So why don't we, you need to analyse that data. You need to find out how to keep track of all of that and implement it for the next month. So you've got to stay organised. You need to stay systematic. So if you're tracking your hours on who you're working with, there's so much to it. You need to be consistent, flexible, because you'll work really hard on building this amazing campaign. You've got all these fantastic ideas and it falls dead. It just doesn't work. So you need to be flexible, that you're constantly being innovative and coming up with the next best thing. And that includes being really hardworking. And the biggest trouble that I find for anyone who jumps into social media is because girls or boys have got 5,000 followers on Instagram or whatever, doesn't make them a good social media marketer. Yeah, it's good you understand numbers, you understand about good content, copywriting, so you've got all the skills there, but how you approach a client and representing their brand is a totally different thing. And you need to separate your personal experience, use those skills, but to separate your experience against the brands and a business. Oh God, I won't go through this too much, but content marketing, 3 times more lead than page search, genuine content that people are interested in. 20% of people will read the text on a page, but 80% will watch a video. If you want to get into social media, get into bloody video and understand how to boost a video, create a video, post a video, how it fits in the dimensions of Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, because video is the future, and especially if you've got a little bit ahead with AI and what's all going to happen there, that is absolutely huge. And if you're genuinely interested in being on social media, this is an asset now that even marketers are not utilising. Get your Facebook blueprint. Go on Blogspot and go and do a course on social media. They're all free. Try it all out. And equally, Facebook have designed it so they've got hundreds of apps where you can create content that has proven that does really well with making content go viral and stuff. So if you want to be a part of that, you've got to be putting the effort in now. So one thing that I realised is, so if you're in that position and you thought, I'd like to get a job in social media, I looked at this, you can't see this, but these are 3 different job descriptions that are on Indeed right now that are asking people to do these jobs. Now this one in particular, who's heard of PPC? Pay per click. Oh, I know you have, Amy. I know, because Amy runs an agency that literally does that all day long. But me, I don't know, I wouldn't know how to set up a pay per click. But this job in Whitstable, that's lovely and, you know, really cute and quaint. They want you to be a PPC expert, a video editing expert. They want you to be a content strategist. They want you to do the analytics. Amy, you know, when I read it and I thought, and do you know how much for an hour? £7.50 an hour, that's minimum wage. And they want you to do PPC, videos, content strategy, public relations, send out PR. Like, no, you can't do, like, don't get me wrong. If you're going to do something, get a sound knowledge of everything that's going on in the marketing industry and specialise in something, because these jobs are ridiculous. I remember when I was younger and I'd apply for a job and I'd go, and I lied so much on my CV. Don't do that. Me and my friend, they said, I've heard somewhere that if you put on your CV, you do Photoshop, you're more likely to get an interview and therefore like to get hired. So me and my mate Anna, this is when we was at uni, we said, yeah, chuck it on your CV that you do Photoshop. So I got called in for an interview. They said to me, do you do Photoshop? I went, yes. And they never asked me to do anything with it. It was only until I was in that job role and I was like, right, do you not like the design team? I went up to them and went, hi, do you mind teaching me how to do Photoshop? And they're like, I thought you knew how to do it. I was like, no, I lied. Don't do that because you look like an idiot. My friend Anna went for a job interview. They went, do you know how to do Photoshop? They went, yeah, I know how to do Photoshop. She's done the line, she's done it very well, very clever girl. They whipped out a laptop, opened it up and said, okay, design something for me on Photoshop. She didn't even know how to open up the document. She didn't even know how to go onto the dimensions and done it, like full. So what you need to do, if you want to get into this and be a part of this industry, which is thriving, and it's very easy to get into it because you've got your laptop, you've got your phones, you can train yourself to be a social media specialist to some degree at a sound level now. So I recommend that you look into Final Cut Pro, Photoshop, video photography, editing services, Facebook Blueprint. But I just want to let you know that jobs now pay you nothing to know everything. And your skill set and your knowledge in social media, when you develop it, is worth a lot more than that. Jobs in London, however, are a lot more structured. They know exactly what to give you, and they are a lot more realistic in what you can actually achieve. So if you're going to look into that, look into what you've got to do. So that's social media management. That is social media roles. Any questions? Hello?
How much do you get paid?
It depends. Yeah. It depends on the client. It depends on what they want. So we can have clients that want to start off small and just do like basic management for like £550 a month. Or we charge clients who are a bit bigger that want sort of a lot more work doing for £1,250 a month. So it depends. Or we've got someone in the middle on the road who's 850. So what's that mean? Do I need to run? Oh, good. But yeah, so it all depends really. But there is the real talk, there's a lot of money to be made in social media, but you've got to know what to do, produce results, do the research and invest in it. But my name's Molly. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, Molly Moodle Media. You've got a question, ask me, and I don't mind like letting you know. Hello.
What was that website? That was like
Blogspot. Yeah. Message me anyway. Message me on Instagram, Molly Moodle Media. Any questions, let me know, see if I can help. Thanks, guys.